Our planet Earth is only living because of Jupiter. Without this planet, we would have the same fate as the dinosaurs. And in the next few minutes, I will show you what I mean and show you a side of Jupiter that most people do not know. First, you should know that Jupiter is huge. In fact, it is so big you could line up 1300 Earths inside Jupiter like marbles in a jar. And even then, Jupiter would have room for a few more. Jupiter's gravity is also very strong. In fact, it is so strong that it does not orbit around the Sun like other planets. Jupiter and Sun actually orbit each other around a common point called the barycenter. That's how powerful Jupiter is. And that power makes Jupiter more than just the biggest planet. It makes it a cosmic dominator. Here's where things get really fascinating. Space is full of dangerous things: comets, asteroids, and chunks of rock that zoom through space at insane speeds. If one of those hit Earth, it can cause serious damage and even wipe out life like it did with the dinosaurs. Because Jupiter's gravity is so strong, it pulls in many of these dangerous space rocks before they can reach Earth. In 1994, a comet called Shoemaker-Levy 9 was heading towards the inner solar system. Jupiter grabbed it with its gravity and broke it apart. Those pieces slammed into Jupiter instead of coming anywhere near us. The impact made explosions so big that our telescopes could see the fireballs from here. This was one of the clearest examples of Jupiter saving us. Astronomers call Jupiter a cosmic vacuum cleaner. Sometimes it swallows them completely, other times it flings them out of the solar system like a slingshot. But Jupiter didn't just protect us now. The reality is that it might be the reason why we even exist in the first place. Billions of years ago, the solar system was just a chaotic place. Millions of rocks, ice chunks, and baby planets were smashing into each other. In the middle of all that chaos, Jupiter formed, and because it was so big, it started controlling the traffic of the solar system. Its gravity may have pushed dangerous debris away from the area where Earth was forming, letting our planet grow without getting destroyed. Some scientists believe Jupiter's movements in the early days even shaped where the planets ended up. Think of Jupiter as the bodyguard of the solar system, keeping things in order so Earth could quietly build itself into a place where life could thrive. What's even more interesting is that Jupiter is made up of layers of gas, and scientists cannot see beyond it. We do not know if it even has a solid surface. Even NASA's Juno spacecraft, which has been orbiting Jupiter since 2016, can only guess by measuring the planet's gravity and magnetic field. If we try to land at Jupiter, we would just fall deeper and deeper into thicker and hotter layers of gas. The top clouds are mostly ammonia ice, giving Jupiter its white streaks. The darker bands might come from chemicals reacting under sunlight. Below the clouds, storms rage constantly. There's lightning 10 times stronger than on Earth, and the pressure keeps increasing until the gas behaves more like a liquid than air. The pressure deep inside Jupiter is so intense, it crushes hydrogen gas into something called metallic hydrogen, a form of hydrogen that acts like metal and conducts electricity. It's something we can't really create here on Earth, at least not for long. Most people do not know this, but Jupiter also has rings like Saturn. This was discovered in 1979 by NASA's Voyager 1 spacecraft. The rings are made up of small, dark particles, and they're difficult to see except when backlit by the sun. Even though we've sent spacecraft to study this planet, we still do not know what's deep inside it. Some scientists think Jupiter has a small, solid center made of rock and ice. Others believe it might be super hot, super dense liquid that we've never seen on Earth. But what's fascinating about Jupiter is the storm brewing from centuries ago. The Great Red Spot is Jupiter's most famous feature. It is a massive storm that is the size of 3 Earths combined, and scientists estimate that it has been raging from at least 350 years. Winds there can reach more than 600 kilometers per hour. This is faster than the most extreme hurricanes we've ever seen. The storm has been shrinking over the last few decades, and no one knows why. But it is so massive that even from Earth, with a backyard telescope, you can spot it. One key feature of Jupiter is its magnetic field. Jupiter has the strongest magnetic field in the solar system, 20,000 times stronger than Earth's. This creates giant invisible belts of radiation around it. Think about this. If you were anywhere near Jupiter without serious protection, the radiation could finish you in minutes. Even NASA's Juno spacecraft, which is heavily shielded, has to take careful paths to avoid the worst areas. The magnetic field also creates stunning auroras at Jupiter's poles, even more powerful than the northern lights here on Earth. Another interesting fact is that Jupiter has the shortest day in our solar system. One day on Jupiter takes approximately 10 hours, and Jupiter also makes a complete orbit around the Sun in about 12 Earth years. Although Jupiter is not habitable, but Jupiter has 95 moons that we know of, and some of them are like worlds of their own. Europa, for example, is a moon that is covered in ice with a massive ocean underneath. Scientists think there might be life in that ocean. Another moon of Jupiter is Io, which is covered in volcanoes that are constantly erupting. The third most interesting moon is called Ganymede. This is the largest moon in the solar system, even bigger than the planet Mercury. And lastly, Callisto, an ancient cratered moon that might also hide an ocean underground. These moons aren't just orbiting rocks. Some of them could be habitable worlds. NASA is studying Jupiter because it can unfold history in front of our eyes. It can teach us how planets form, how life survives, and how the solar system works. NASA's Juno mission is still exploring Jupiter, sending back incredible images and data. Soon, the Europa Clipper will head to Jupiter's moon Europa to see if it could support life. The more we learn, the more we realize that Jupiter is not just another planet. It is a key piece of the puzzle of why we are here. Jupiter is a protector, a giant, a mysterious, and a time capsule from the earliest days of the solar system. It has been shaping the story of our solar system for billions of years, and our story might have ended before it even began if it was not for this massive gas giant. So the next time you see that bright light in the sky that doesn't twinkle, remember, that is not just a planet, that is our cosmic guardian. And as always, thanks for watching.